Anyways, shall we get started with this stream?
Yes.
Yes.
Previously in Dynasty, the group has fought the eldritch horrors that they encountered in the temple, which included one of the druids, as you came to know that they are the dark druids of the old ways, the traveling merchants that were spreading the fertilizer, as well as some kind of floating brain tentacle thing. And in the meantime, while you were battling them, also one of the Tritons that got corrupted, a friend of Mulus, you also battled him. But the two guardians, the water and the earth guardian, came to help you. What's funny, Elise? The quack?
Yeah.
Feel free to interrupt, by the way.
Okay. It's okay.
The two guardians that gave you the keystones to open the temple helped you. But you found out that the other merchant, the other druid of the other dark druid of the old ways, has already moved the heart of Sphixia from the temple somewhere else, where you don't know where. But after resurfacing back with the help of the water guardian, you started seeing that the corrupted animals were dying off. And in the distance you saw some smoke, which turned out to be Myraah and the Shadow Broker, which you later came to find that his name is Askael. They were burning the fertilizer as was planned. Afterwards, you returned to Dawnfell, where Elian paid you, and Shadow and Kyle took all the credit, of course, but each of you got 10 gold. I think I added a gold to your sheet, Elise, already, if I'm not mistaken. Either I did or Finnegan did.
I did.
Okay. You spent the night at the tavern, knowing you had to escort Myraah to Yarlford the next day. In the tavern, a couple of you got a bit drunk and had some interesting time, while Elise and Myraah went off for an early night of sleep.
That
Uh,
to sleep. Is it a female or?
Myraah is the wife of the dead soldier that you saved.
Okay. Well, did
Well,
I
no.
console her?
No. Both you were in separate rooms, but both of you didn't want to drink with them. Just wanted to rest from the journey. I mean, if something else happened, that's not on me. We can talk
I
about
don't
that
know.
later.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know, because he played me last time, right?
Yeah, but
Yep.
that's why we said that you just were tired from the travel and the battle, and you just went to sleep earlier than the others while they went drinking.
Yeah, Frau Kapitan would have different intentions. I mean, but yeah, like it's all up to opportunity. We'll see.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the next day, you got the letter of recommendation from Alien, saying that you need to escort Myraah to the Dragon Guard outpost in Yarlford, and that upon arrival you would be paid. You started making way towards there, which brings us to the map we are on now, where you encountered a group of bandits that tried to ambush you. You managed to deal with them, and now, if I remember correctly, you decided to have a short rest. And during this short rest is the level up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a short rest now. What would you like to do, and who wants to roll HP?
I want to roll for my HP back, and I think I'm going to go one by one to regain my health back. Probably all three of my dice.
Remember that sword I looted from that captain? I want to see if someone can check the runes on it and see what kind of magical things it has.
Yes, if someone has an identify spell, they can do that. Or if wait, for some reason
Are
Discord is bugging again.
Are those runes in a language we understand or not?
They seem more like magical runes. But for some reason, let me try switching scenes. Yeah, there we go. We're back with cams now.
Because
Maybe
I was.
someone who
They're
knows
not
it.
in a language. They're magical
Mhm,
runes.
I see.
What sword was it again? What type of sword? You have it in your inventory, right? Or was it a dagger?
It was a
It,
sword.
it was a long sword, yeah. So you can try, someone can try tuning to it to learn its magic if you don't have it already, if you don't have an identify spell in the components.
No.
But who would be
I thought
best to
that.
try and attune to a longsword?
I mean, it's. Hmm.
What would you like to do with a sword
Confusing.
then?
Okay,
Can
we
I
find a. Sorry,
can I
speak.
do like an arcane check to see if I even recognize
I mean, do an
something?
arcane check. But that wouldn't tell you the enchantment. Yeah, from your arcane check, the sword is definitely enchanted, and the carvings, the runes aren't just like decorational. So you can
Okay.
either, so someone can either try tuning to the sword to learn its magic, or with an identify spell. And while you're short resting, that would pretty much take care of the time for the attunement.
Hmm.
Does anyone know how to do that?
Attuning
Everyone
to a
knows.
weapon is basically attuning to a magical weapon, where it takes one of your 3 attunement slots. But that's why I said for who would a longsword be the most useful thing.
I'm myself, or can I nominate myself?
I mean, you can ask Elodie to give it to you.
Can I please? uh, but I'm just like speaking out of reason, just because
Yeah,
like
but
I can actually use
speak
it.
speak in character to Elodie about it, since she's the one that took it.
Okay, let me just. So this long sword that you have with yourself, are you intending to use it in some sort of way?
Maybe. It's pretty shiny. It's nice. I could
Yeah,
maybe earn with it. Maybe I can fight with it. Who knows?
yeah, but it's a bit. I don't mean to offend, but it's a bit, past your capacities at a certain moment. Maybe if you went to train with us somehow and I showed you how to use it, then maybe you could have some use of it. But this is quite, it seems kind of magical. And I'm not sure that every single mercenary that, buys swords on a sale could be able to do anything useful with it. They're not that smart.
Hmm. Do you want it?
Have an interest.
Wanna play a game for it?
Kind of a game.
Oh, you know, a game.
I
What
need to
what
hear the details before I consent. I suppose that's an informed decision.
well, I know many games. Maybe a game that you know we can play. I mean, I don't know
Hmm.
how skilled you are with gambling and things.
Well, not very, but if it need be done, I can participate in any case. I prefer, let's say, black and white scenarios most likely. So no gambling. That's too much of a mathematics that goes into it and a lot of cheating. So something that would be very, let's say, very clear would be more preferable. But I need to hear what you had in mind. So, given the fact that the sword is currently yours, you choose the game.
You know, I like you. Rock, paper, scissors, 2 out of 3.
Are you going to do that over camera, by the way?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. We're
Good,
gonna do that
good,
over camera. Okay,
good.
okay.
I just wanted to check.
Okay.
This is so fucking
Okay.
precious.
I consent to your challenge. Shall we go for the first round already?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Begin.
Okay. Rock,
Wait,
paper,
just
scissors.
1 second. Make sure it's
Didn't
like
do anything.
in front of your face, so so it's on camera. Yeah, like that.
Okay, like I
That's
don't
good
even
for
people.
Elise. That's good for Elise. You try Lodi as well in front of your camera.
I have push to talk. I can talk and do that at the same time.
Okay, then just
I
try
have
with one
my
hand in front of your
okay.
camera. Yeah, yeah, like that. That's a good height.
Okay. So
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. 1-0 for Elise.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
You win. It's yours. I give it to
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Free.
you. The divines have chosen and picks up sword.
Do you attune to the sword over a short rest?
Yes, definitely. I want it. I want
Okay.
it. I got it.
I will add it to your inventory right now.
Yippee! This is the
Uh,
first time I have luck in papers, like rock paper
oh,
scissors. I'm usually like horrible at that game. I hate it.
as you attune to it and come to know its
So am
magic,
I.
it's a +1 longsword.
Uh-huh.
And drag and drop stopped working again for me.
See it and like in front of the everything.
Yeah. So there's definitely some issues today to roll 20. Can you search for a longsword +1 in your and drag and drop it?
Let me see. Just a
If
second.
not, then during the session we'll just add +1 to all of your damage, and
Uh-huh.
because +1
Oh,
means all attack and damage rolls with a sword get a +1.
Mhm. Items. Um. Oh my goodness. Where would it be? Like essentially in which category of the items?
Go to the journal and search
Uh-huh.
longsword. There's the
You can
second
just
search
type
bar,
it.
the one underneath the bind drag and drop.
my search just went no.
It's just regular longsword, right? Because there's like
Well,
+1. Okay, I
yeah,
see.
yeah. Can you drag and drop it to your sheet or not?
It's floating. So I-
My search
You
doesn't even work.
do you have your sheet open currently?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Try and drag it onto your sheet. It should tell you can drop it there. If it's working correctly, of course. But I don't think it is today.
See.
Okay, Johnny? Yeah, we're having technical difficulties today, but not on our side, it's on the Roll20 side.
I my search doesn't even. I mean, mine is just like floating
Yeah,
here
okay.
insignificantly.
If
So,
it's
but
gonna be needed during the session itself to
I'll
attack,
write it down.
we're just gonna
Mhm.
add +1 to every roll manually.
Yippee.
But that doesn't affect crits and stuff like that.
But you know what this means? That I can like approach people like, "Do you like my sword?" And if they say no, I can always ask, "What about the
That's what
other
he
one?"
said.
Do you like my sword?
I have
That
to
was
leave
in my
now.
head.
See
That's
ya.
what I said it.
Mm.
I'm getting scared.
Why scared? No scared. Only brave.
No.
Mom, pick me up. I'm scared.
Yeah.
And then Elise starts singing, "You cannot afford my diamond sword, even if you could."
Anyways, as you do you want to do anything else during your short rest?
Uh, as for me, no. I get my spell slots back. I get my class features back, so I'm good.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other talk? No? Okay. As you
Oh
continue
shit! I
your
forgot to push. push to talk. Can I look for some arrows if I hadn't already picked some up?
I'm not sure, but might be too late for now to do that.
Okay.
Okay, then shall we finish the rest and get going?
All right.
All right.
I mean, I couldn't have said that in character. I'm just asking.
And as you finish your rest, gather up, continue escorting Myraah, making it through the day. In the early evening hours, you arrive to Yarlford.
I'm just
Wait.
gonna have some flashbacks in character.
Well, Elise and Finnegan, you know this town pretty well since this is where you got sent from to uh, deal with the cultist problem in Dawnfell. And you know that the person in charge of the military here is Lieutenant Colonel Mark Fairwind.
Mark?
Fairwind.
Fairwind.
But I assume first thing you might want to do is take care of the task of escorting Myraah to the Dragon Guard.
Hmm. And is it like, I mean, this is probably a stupid question that I'm going to ask anyway. So it's like this Dragon Guard, is it a location within where we are? So like a part or like an.
The Dragon Pass guard is a guard. If I switch you to the big map now,
Okay.
you see in the like mid lower area the Dragon Pass.
Yeah,
So
so we
so
have to make it.
they are a specialized unit in charge of guarding that pass, but they have outposts in all cities. So they're
Uh-huh.
more of like a special task force of the military.
Uh-huh. I see. I
They're
see.
not officially part of the Oakwell military.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they have like an outpost here. That's what you want to say, and
Yes.
that's where we
Yes.
need to bring her. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm all for it. Let's complete this task. I mean,
Okay.
the sooner we complete it.
As you have some experience around Yarlford, and I can never say that name correctly when I'm speaking, Yarlford,
That's why I gave
uh,
myself an accent on purpose.
Yarlford. You make your way towards the Guard outpost, the Dragon Pass Guard outpost. That's too long of a name. Uh, you see it decorated differently from all the other buildings. All the other buildings are more of like I wouldn't say really a Victorian style, but more of like a slimmed down Victorian style, like not so how should I say? Not
Flashy.
not so flashy, but elements of that style. But you see this building more looks like an embassy of some sorts. It has where usually it has dragon heads like on the around the roof, and the roof shinings are lined with a bit of gold leafing. Myraah says, "Would you all like to join in, or just some of you, for you to complete your task?" By the way, Elise, you have the letter of recommendation. I'm sure
Yeah,
that the Dragon Pass commander would like to thank all of you.
nothing against all of us going in.
All right, then let's go. As you enter and come close to the door, of course, on the door, the like door knocker or whatever it's called, because it's technically not a bell, it's a dragon head with like a circle coming. But she just opens the door and comes in. You
Hmm.
see a couple people, a couple guards around inside in the Dragon Pass uniforms with the shields with dragons on them and their curved blades, similar to the one that Finnegan is using now. Uh, Just follow me. I'll lead you to Commander Israel. Yeah, just realized now it's not spelled like that.
What?
Because here's how it's spelled.
Okay.
Probably with a Y or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, but it's like.
Yeah, I just now realized when saying it. I mean, I can change
Israel.
it.
Last in
Either.
Jerusalem.
Wait, okay, let's change it.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to make a joke.
Okay, he's going to be called Israel. No, that's
Depends
Okay.
on the
no, it's
pronunciation.
Israel is better. Israel to Commander
Or maybe
Israel.
Ezekiel, because it's like the same combination of like letters, but it's like also like a name of that
As
descent. You know. Yes. And I like that name a lot.
Israel is gonna be then the name.
Yeet.
I mean,
Yeet.
let's just meme. I'm gonna be a meme starting next week anyway, so let's just meme campaigns as well.
Yeah, you can prepare yourself for the
Yeah.
lifestyle that you're going to lead.
Hey, Alex,
Anyways,
do you think with this,
she leads you to the commander. You see, elder, wood elf gentleman. He isn't wearing any type of armor, but is in robes decorated with like dragon motifs around them. The robes are green with gold dragon stitchings. Myraah, weren't you supposed to return with your husband? What happened? Who are these people? Well, we had some issues in Dawnfell. Some dark druids, as I understood from the party here that helped me. They they took me and killed my husband. But these people here saved me, and later the chieftain of Dawnfell employed them in the name of Dragon Pass to escort me back here to safety. And she looks towards you, Elise.
Suppose the recommendation, right?
Yes,
Okay, I will approach the person like that is in the room. Like, what would you say the name was of his again? Like the
Isra
person that you. Oh,
Israel.
right. Yeah, we still don't know what his name is. Okay,
Israel.
Israel. Yes,
Well,
I
no,
am.
she said she's going to escort you to Commander Israel.
Uh-huh. Does he have a surname? Because this would make it like so much easier. Like,
That is his surname.
okay, that's not going to get any easier. Okay, so I approached the commander Israel with the letter of recommendation that we've been carrying, and I give it like, can I place it on his table? Yeah, I'm going to place it on his table, and I'm also going to add what the lady here said is completely true. I also apologize that we have lost this honorable man that you speak of, but at least the lady herself has survived and is here witness of the events that have happened.
Well, as a new friend of the Dragon Pass, you can call me by just my name, Aldred. Is this okay now?
Yes.
Vielen Dank.
Okay, I see. Well, thank you for escorting the recent widow and comforting her in these hard times. As Alien, as my friend Alien didn't mention the price, I hope that 60 gold pieces would be enough for your troubles of escorting her here.
We do
And he
share
looks
them
at
between
you,
us.
Captain, if I'm not mistaken. Because I assume somewhere on yourself you have a ranking symbol.
Yes, of course. Like, I'm carrying it very
Yeah.
prominently, just so I scare everyone off before they approach me,
I
right?
assume you're their leader.
One could have, one could actually say so, but at the same time, given the fact that I am the supposed
Uh,
chosen leader, are 60 gold pieces truly in order with the rest of you?
yes.
All right, I suppose that
No,
yes.
nothing. I was just gonna say that I'm silent.
Okay. But he means like 60, like did we divide between ourselves, right?
Yes, 60 gold pieces total.
How much would that be?
15 each.
That's okay, I suppose.
Just
Gold
do
is
the
gold.
math. Gold is gold. We're not going to
I mean,
drop.
you got paid 10 gold pieces each for dealing with the dark druids.
They paid. I wouldn't pay that much. I'm kidding. But yes, we accept the reward that you have given us. I suppose the lady's life is better than any reward itself.
Well, while we might not both serve the Empire, I'm glad that some coordination can be done between our military forces.
Indeed. What do you intend to do with this problem that has risen out of its control? Given the fact that this lady's husband has now passed, something has to be done, doesn't it?
Well, of course, she will be set with for the rest of her life with a monthly pension for his service. But what she
Yes,
chooses, she already has a house here in town. But what she
yes,
chooses to do with her life is on her own.
yes, but what about other husbands? What about other families? What if some of their members fall victims to this great evil that's spreading around? What should we do about that?
Well,
Now speaking on the behalves of both of our militaries.
from what I've understood, from the little information I got, the druids, the dark druids of the old ways as you call them, they seem to have served an ancient general of from the old war. And that seems to be an issue that would concern the Dragon Pass, so we would look into it. Because, as you know, the Dragon Pass, our main source is to keep the Dragon Pass, the Dragon Passage at the Serpent Spine Mountains safe, so that eldritch horrors cannot escape and come into the realm of this kingdom or empire. So, but as this it wasn't something that came from the past itself, but was something that can be dealt before with, and we don't have the locations of the other temples of such. We aren't sure what we can do at this moment except have listened to our whistleblowers for any further information.
Suppose you're right. These are truly testing and tough times that we cannot necessarily be prepared for with all of our knowledge. I only wanted to inquire because I am concerned, not
Well, yes,
only
of
as the,
course.
as the person with the position of power in a military sense, but as a regular citizen. That's all.
Yes, I'm sure everyone would be worried to find out what happened, which is why it might be better to not spread the word too much about what is going on and that someone has found the locations of the temples.
But
The
of
gu
course.
the guardian Alnora, when she entrapped those parts of the eldritch horrors that can be killed, she purposefully didn't reveal to anyone the locations of the temples. But
Just not even.
since then, she has passed away. So the location of the temples are lost, and the dark druids seem to have a way of finding them.
And you place of this Eleonora that you've mentioned.
Excuse me, your mic
You
cut out,
didn't
by the
have
way.
I'm sorry, I didn't know this. You didn't have anybody in the place of this guardian of the temple, Eleonora, that did her duty.
Guardian Elnora came from a faraway kingdom, the Solarian Empire. She did leave a guardian for this realm, in the Spire of Dagon, the guardian for our empire. But even he doesn't know the location of the temples because it was of utmost importance that it be kept secret. I think the only entity within this empire that might know of the location of the temples would be Rise, but he still hasn't risen back from the ashes since the war. By the way, from what you know, lore information for those of you who haven't read the document, Rise is one of the three ancient beasts that fought in the War of the Beasts that formed this empire. And he's a blue phoenix, and his ashes are currently kept in Bluefire Citadel until he reforms again. So he fell in battle, but as a phoenix, isn't dead. He needs to be killed in other ways to be permanently dead.
Taking
So
an addition,
I
what
can
was
only
it? Oh no, it was the red phoenix in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And the blue
yeah.
obelisk. Okay. So.
Yep.
So the best I can do is listen to my whistleblowers as we get information if any other type of corruption starts spreading, and send the Dragon Pass there, the Dragon Pass guards.
Mhm.
If in any case you have more information, we would also like to be informed.
Well, for now, I don't have any more information.
Right.
Well, I guess this is our goodbye, Myraah says, looking to you. First going to Johnny. You, little friend, whatever type of Arakocra you are, you can be fun sometimes.
He's a small like okra.
That was perfect!
Fucking
But
nice.
I think you actually have the biggest job out of this bunch at keeping them safe. As for Finnegan, you might not always be have your own will, but you are good in battle. And just keep on following your commander, your captain.
My lord.
Captain Elise, it was nice traveling with you and keeping me safe, as well as nice at the tavern.
Likewise, my lady.
And you, Elodie, as we haven't talked much, and she's going to just come closer to your ear, Elodie, and say, "May the water lily guide you."
Um, I'm just gonna like
You're,
look her in the eye
okay,
and
okay.
solemnly nod.
You see in a moment as Myraah whispers something in Elodie's ear. Elodie seems shocked for a second, then just nods. Well,
As
thank you
I need
all
to write
for
it down.
escorting me. And you didn't hear what she said.
I did, but I want to write
Yeah.
down for detail
No,
because
no.
I otherwise will
I mean
forget.
your character didn't hear what she said. She whispered
Oh,
it in the ear. But I didn't want to go through Discord and deafen everyone.
I'm going to scribe it out because no one.
Well, it's okay, just write it down if it sounds good. And Elodie, I assume you understand?
Um,
No, I'm talking
yes.
out of character now. Okay.
Out
Myraah
of
says,
character, she said, "May the water lily guide you," right?
yeah, but you understand the reference, what we talked about earlier today.
Kind of.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm connecting things right now.
Okay. Yeah, but your character nodded, which means you both understand what's going on.
Yes.
Anyways, I have to stay here, take care of some paperwork for my pension, but hopefully, may we meet again.
My
And
lord.
May we meet again.
as goes to another room, uh, as the commander has now introduced himself as Aldred Israel. Uh, Here for your troubles, 60 gold pieces. and he hands it to the captain. You can split it between the party if you want to keep it for yourself.
No, I'm going to split it between them. So everybody add 15 to yourself. Is that correct?
I
Yes.
already
Or
added.
is it not? Mm-hmm. Huh?
Nice.
I already added them.
Bold, pretty bold.
Luck of the Irish, haha.
Hey, I lived in
Irish.
I lived in Ireland for 2.5 years.
You did?
Yes, when I was little, and I learned English and Serbian at the same time.
It's very cool. Did you learn a bit of theirs?
Nope.
You should. I mean, it sounds very cool, and you have it on Duolingo. I mean, this is not like a paid promo. I just like languages.
Duolingo sponsor us.
Honestly,
Please don't, please don't. I'm good at languages. We all are, I think. So yeah.
We're all good at languages.
Oh, you have to just do that always, Johnny.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yes.
you spread the gold amongst yourself. Did everyone did everyone add did everyone add
yes,
the gold?
I
Yes.
will wait.
I got to do this.
2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths.
Quick maths. Everything meant for the pop.
Bold of you to assume I can count.
Where? Wait. It's on equipment or no? No, it's not on equipment.
Yes, it's in equipment. The GP, the gold one.
See, thank you. 15 more, so that's yeah, okay. 37.
And since it's early, since it's getting evening now, you can either head to a tavern to rest for the night and talk a bit more about you as a party, or you can, because probably your lieutenant currently isn't at work, so you might have to report to him at the morning that you've dealt with the cultists.
Okay, we will, but because I went early to sleep the previous time, maybe now I can stay up late. Well, yeah. Not even once? Is that what your shirt says? Meth not even once?
No, it says meth, not math. And I was just showing it to my stream because my brother mentioned it. Because
Oh my
this is our you know when you finish
Duolingo will
high
never
school.
sponsor us.
You know when you finish
Duolingo will never sponsor us.
you know when you finish high school, this is the shirt we wore, my class, because we were the math course. Yeah, the
That's
graduation
actually very
shirts.
smart.
Guess who came up with the design and slogan?
Was it you?
Let's go Spectrum.
Look how proud he looks. Oh.
Yeah, that's why I clapped, because it seemed to me like a moment that he wanted to have, so I made it sure that it happened. This is my moment, my moment. Okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, I was too lazy to just take another shirt. They're all on my bed pretty much, since I just moved them between my bed and my chair, depending what I'm doing.
We feel you.
And some are in the chair in the other room, but I was too lazy to change my shirt for stream.
I mean, I feel you. I don't even use like my desktop computer because of all the things on the chair, so I connected with an HDMI cable to the TV.
Anyways, I assume you're going to head to a tavern.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just open my Google Doc. What the tavern name
what could be
is?
like a good idea? Because okay, so I know that we'll be going to taverns a lot. Maybe we can think of like a menu, what it could have. Maybe it's like a lame idea, but I think it's kind of cool.
I have some stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But you know that usually your and Finnegan's, because of the music favorite tavern within Yarlford, is the Lyrical Bow.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
If you want to go to that one, and there's also the Old Sword Inn.
There. I suppose if we are like, if
I
we
mean,
know
you
it.
checked both of them. Depends if you just want to rest and talk between yourself, or if you want to more pay attention to what's going on in the tavern and in itself. Because in the lyrical bow, it might be late. It might be harder to get some rest until late hours in the night, because there's usually performers. So the old swords in might be better for this type of occasion if you want to talk.
Hmm.
I suppose that we could between ourselves. I don't know what everybody else is interested in. Like, I'm in. I could do either, and we just had like a short rest, so we could, I don't know, go even late to sleep if you're asking me. So I'd like to hear others as well.
Uh, I would rather suggest going to Old Swords
Family
Inn.
bonding time.
Pretty much, yes. I would like to get some rest.
Mhm.
Last night was, and the night before was, you know.
Yes, but not all of us
So
are alcoholics, so yes, okay. I see your point.
yeah, I just thought that maybe we wouldn't like so much noise. We would actually like to get some rest.
Does your head still hurt?
A bit.
Oh.
Okay, so you make your way to the Old Swords Inn, which is near the Dragon Pass Guard outpost. As this is one of the bigger towns in the Empire, it is the name the Old Swords means more that it's usually visited more by military people looking to rest while passing by.
Mhm.
And it's also held by an old military veteran, so
I
that's
sort
why.
of said when you said it, like when you said it's frequented by soldiers, like I saw immediately like an old man like being the
Yeah,
owner.
well, yeah, he's the owner, but it's more of it's actually not a family business, but like the workers in there are people that got injured or something and can no longer be active in the military.
Yeah, I suppose, like, how do you call it? Like support from the state wasn't a thing back in, the Middle
Well,
Ages.
it
I mean,
is
it
this.
isn't really a thing
Well,
now.
no,
So
here it is to some degree, but it depends. Like, okay, if you're still viable to do something, then you should do something. You don't get any support.
yeah,
And it depends based on city to city how they handle it, because different
yeah.
cities have different economies.
Ooh, that can be messy. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
see your point.
yeah.
But I suppose like each city is held by a different lord, like in feudal terms, right? So they set their own laws.
Yes. Well, they follow the empire laws, but the cities are still really split because what are the reasons? I can't remember them now. Yeah, but they have different economical like levels and architecture, and different races are dominant. So that's why there's such a big split between. But they still follow the rules of the empire, the basic rules. But some of them they set by themselves.
But sounds like an interesting feel for like war, conflict, revolution. Like I love those storylines. Like if you're
Well,
ever interested.
the only reason actually why you know that there hasn't been an internal war here is because a war is what united all of these races together.
Mhm.
And that's how they know that they're stronger together and that they wouldn't survive if they had conflict between them. I mean, in the Oakwell military, in Yarlford, it's mostly humans and some elves, but in other cities it's different. For example, you met Mulus from, what is it, from Pearlshaw, who was a Triton from the military. So yeah, it's more like there's not going to be a war because the the War of the Beasts was still only about 100 years ago, so the people still realize that that's what it's keeping them alive still.
Mhm.
So, as you go to the Old Swords Inn, you see some familiar faces, maybe that you saw in passing in the military, but you don't know their names. One of the workers says, Captain, welcome to our inn.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I didn't know that you knew my face around here, especially because I'm away
I
so
d-
often.
I do not know your face, but I recognize your rank.
Ah, yeah, certainly. I always forget that it's there. Sort of gets in the way sometimes. You know,
And
I
so,
go into it and buy some corn or something like that, and they're like, has he stolen anything? Do I need to do anything about this? And I'm no, I'm just hungry. You know,
yeah.
like they sent me to go pick up rations.
Well, I started
Silly.
working here 2 days ago. Got injured battling some
Ah.
stuff at the I forgot the name of the mines. Got injured
Well, he
in the
maybe injured
Grimstone
his head, so he
mines.
doesn't have to remember. You know, like he
But
could
I
get
just
away from it.
recently started working here, so I wouldn't remember your face either way, since I probably never saw it. But I assume, as others, you're coming from a mission and just wanting some rest.
Yeah, I suppose that
Injured?
we all look very tired.
So,
Injured? You need help?
oh, to be honest, and as he's mostly behind the counter, uh, he steps out a bit. I'm not sure how much you could help with this, and you see he now has a peg leg.
Sorry.
A peg leg, you know what that is.
Yes,
His
I know
leg
what
got
peg
cut.
is.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you could help me with so much with this young boy.
Sorry.
But what did you run into in terms of trouble? What caused you this?
Oh, well, this is while I was doing a patrol through the Grimstone mines. There was a cave-in that fell on my leg.
I'm so
Uh-huh.
sorry.
Do you have a family or something to support?
Not right now, at least. You see, anyways, he's a man maybe in his late 20s,
Oh my god.
but at least I got a job here.
Yes, this is an accepting place, thankfully. And I'm sure that you'll do
Yes,
well.
well, Tedmund was kind enough to give me a job here. Tedmund is, you might have seen him a couple times here because he's the owner, the old war veteran. But yeah, he's the owner of this tavern. So bless his heart for his kindness.
Agreed.
So, should I write up dinner and bedding for 4 and pass it to the military?
Yes,
The
that would be
paycheck,
good.
all right.
Hmm.
Well, take seats. I'm going to see what we have. If do you have anything special you would like prepared for tonight, or whatever we have fresh.
Whatever you have fresh.
All
Indeed,
right.
indeed, I agree.
Uh,
I like bread.
Same, to be honest.
I'll make
The
sure
one
to
with the
get you.
seeds.
I'll make sure to get you some bread with seeds, little Arakokra boy.
I make it fresh as well. Not some bread that you need to actually dip into water, so it's edible. Not
Oh,
even birds will eat that. Let me tell
if
you
you
that
have
much.
been in Tedman's before in the old swords inn, should I say, you know that we make bread fresh once in the morning and once in the afternoon.
Hmm.
so we actually have a chance to eat hot bread.
Well, it isn't hot anymore, but it's not stale.
That is
I, c-
good.
I could put it near the fire while the rest of your dinner is finishing up for it to get a bit warm if you want.
That would be very nice.
All right.
What about you guys?
Of course, I mean, bread
And
is what keeps us alive, apart
Cap
from the meat, isn't it?
Captain, could I just get your name so I know how to write it up to the...
Sure, Elise Hoffman.
All right. And you see him write it down on a piece of paper. Because usually in here, because Stedman being the previous person that was in charge before you were in the military, in charge of the military in Yarlford, in the end, usually when it's members of the military that are staying, that's paid by the city.
Hmm.
So he just needs to see a party of 4 under captain that and that. And
Yes.
usually it needs to be captain or higher to be able to get that benefit
Hmm.
that's coming. So, as the four of you sit around the table to wait, would you like to talk or what?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one question. Because of my undisclosed backstory, I feel kind of nervous about big crowds and big cities with a lot of people. So I'm, you just see me like draw to myself,
Yeah,
pull my
I
hood, pull
kinda
my
got
hood
that
all
from you
over.
taking that towel or whatever it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
you notice
You-
Lodi kinda trying to hide a bit,
Mhm.
but it isn't too crowded. There's maybe like 8 or 9 other patrons in here currently.
It's still a big city, and I don't like
That's
it.
true, especially from the recent encounter you had with Myraah.
Yep.
So, Lady Elodie, are you cold or something?
And not exactly. I just don't want to be noticed.
Just there's nobody looking. I mean, they're soldiers, they're injured, they're veterans. They don't do any harm. There's no animals around. Are you scared of
You
animals?
you never know that. You never know who's watching.
Yeah, that's true, but usually those who watch me, they don't do it for a long while, if you know what I mean. You're safe.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
pretty
I'm still
badass.
gonna I'm still gonna keep my hood up. It's okay.
I respect your privacy. So, but in general, so now that you have all seen the things that we have seen, um, as a team, I suppose that I'm concerned with how you're all dealing with it. I suppose Finnegan, because I've known him here the longest, often when he doesn't want to talk about his problems, he downs a bottle or two. But how are the rest of you?
Uh,
Nightmare.
yeah, I hate it.
Finnegan is like looking around, kind of, awkwardly.
It's a lot to take in. It was a wild ride. I think I need a few days just to let it sit and figure out everything that's happened.
Oh, I agree.
There was quite a lot of things happening. I didn't even know I could do things like that.
Keeping that in mind, I think that we're all going through some changes that we have not yet foreseen in a viable way previously. I have not slept well either. So one cannot be prepared for the things that they don't even tell you that exist in out to get you when you're behaving naughtily as a child. That simply does not happen. It's quite a bit to process.
Indeed. I thought everything of this was a fairy tale. And I never thought of this happening to me. I've listened about great mages, wizards, clerics that do miracles, but I never thought I'd had a chance to see it myself.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you're a man of faith or not, but there are men of faith between us. So what
I've
I'm
had
saying is
drawings.
keep your heart open, I suppose, and the rest will become known. That is how I'm trying to govern my own behavior, so to speak.
I've seen things like I've seen magical things. There was this guy I used to work for some short time. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna bore you with details. He dealt with magical items. I've seen quite a few things, but not this scale. Not like this big or this up close and personal.
Well, myself, I mean, I've been on missions that one could write books about, but not that we're doing it. It's only short reports, for paychecks and things of that kind, and knowing who's injured and who isn't. But I have not seen things like this in this way. Brains just floating on their own. I've seen skulls open and brains pouring out, but brains by themselves and other associated bodily features around them. That I have not seen. I'll come back, whatever that was.
Oh, I was here, but my fan was derping, so I needed to switch off my camera while fixing it. The cover fell off the pan.
Oh, Finnegan is just going to drift away and just stare at Johnny, kind of curiously.
Stop the leaks. Stop the leaks. Kill many. They are disturbing.
That's it for me.
Okay,
Say again.
I can't tell that it was you. Oh my goodness.
I'm just going to open my eyes, and keep staring intensely into Johnny right now.
People die slow, painful deaths.
Swear to God,
Yes,
it's Askael Chiha somewhere, like in the room or something like that.
yes, Johnny. People die.
I'm hungry.
I'm
Dinner will
hungry
be
too.
here soon. Dinner will be here soon.
So, what do you think we'll get?
Pork.
I'm fine with any.
There's pig farms in the around this area, quite a lot of them. So I'm guessing that it's the most common source of meat. It's not very warm here, so it's easy to keep. All those sorts
Maybe
of
we
things.
even get some baked potatoes. I love
Oh
baked
yes, that would be
potatoes.
nice. They actually have a recipe with that.
Ah,
Sunflower
nice.
seeds would be also nice.
Have you turned into a bird yourself, Finnegan?
No, it's just a fucking train.
It's just a fucking train.
What? No, I just like
Did it kind of
sunflower
you?
seeds. It's kind of a instead of biting your nails, and it kind of subsides the nervousness, and it goes pretty good with beer.
Sure. But is there any reason in particular why would you feel nervous right now?
No, not really. I mean, I'm kind of home in a way.
In
So
the
it kind of
tavern?
no, the city,
Mm-hmm.
Yarlford.
All right.
So it kind of brings some memories, and I kind of miss that flower seed thing. Kind of miss some people from there. Kind of reminiscing on my childhood. These
Did you eat
streets.
you used to eat a lot of seeds as a child? What kind of a family was that?
No, it was more with friends and playing around. We
I mean,
would
I used to eat a
occasionally.
lot of seeds when I was a kid.
Same.
All right. I mean, my father was a military man and he wanted me to be in the military too, so he didn't give me seeds. I wouldn't grow this big. If I were to eat only seeds, he would have married me off at some point. I would stand no chance.
But
I lived
yes.
in the street. It was like you get seeds, you get moldy bread, and maybe some scraps. It was amazing.
As you're
You
talking,
found nice.
the current innkeeper brings four soups and says, and bread. Here are soups and bread. The roast is going to be in 10 minutes or so.
Thank you.
And I hope you're enjoying your stay here. I'll be back
I'm
soon.
certain that we will. Thank you.
You're
What
welcome.
kind of soup?
It seems to be just like a regular soup with very little. What's this? It's the word isn't possible with very little of that stuff. They from made from wheat. It seems to have some chicken bits in it and some vegetables.
Like a chicken broth.
Yeah,
Nice.
and he also brought you bread, and for Johnny, bread with seeds.
Yeah.
But yeah, you
I'm
know that
slurping that soup.
there are more than just the two, the lyrical bow and the old sword Starren I mentioned. But you know that these are the ones with the like better food and bedding, the ones that you usually stay in.
Mhm.
So yeah, these are the two more luxurious ones to say so. One is more military oriented, while one is more entertainment oriented.
Mhm.
So you can continue your conversation.
The soup is wonderful.
I want to tear my bread to little pieces and put it all in my soup and make like a mush of it and eat it like that.
Right?
Here in the chat. I swear to God, like you're all the same. Like I grew up with you people. Oh my goodness. Immediately. But yeah, what I wanted to say that like I'm just nodding and silently eating to myself, and I like occasionally am snapping at when people slurp because it annoys me. I'm adding that characteristic.
Okay.
Oh, happens on me. Stop it.
Sorry, this is just too good.
Pleasure is also silent at times. You'll be taught that at some point. Thank you.
Sure, Mom.
I'm just going to nod and then like slowly bring the spoon to my mouth and just put the whole spoon up in my mouth. And I'm going to loudly swallow it.
How do you loudly swallow anything? Like,
A loud
picture me
gulp
that.
sound.
A loud gulp sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting awkward. Let's proceed. This is too good.
I'll be back in a second. I just have to do something real quick.
All right.
Like 10 seconds.
As you see, Elodie kinda enjoying her soup and everything, not paying attention to the rest of you, and to you giving Finnegan the eye because of the slurping.
I'm giving him both of the eyes because it's fucking annoying. If you
Welcome,
think this is tough in character, you should see me in real life when people slurp.
welcome to Bunch of Nerds.
Now I know when I meet you.
Yeah,
I hate it as well. It's awful.
and like, can you imagine? There's people who enjoy ASMR, like mukbangs, and I'm like, want to kill those people. Like, stop eating so loudly. Ugh, no, just
Wait,
no.
well, why are you then in a relationship with him?
Because it's long distance.
Didn't make sense. You can never have dinners together or anything like that.
Kidding, baby, please. Like, don't be offended. I just, it was so funny. I just had to say it. But I tolerate him, of course. Like,
Okay, do you
but
want to?
there's this.
Is there any
There's
That
this
slurping
conversation?
noises
Let's get
intensifies.
back to the game. Any
Okay.
conversation you would like to continue, or just eating soup for now?
Wait, okay.
I
She.
finished
did
my
I
soup
miss?
first.
Okay, as you finish your soup. Yeah, Alex, that really annoys me that you're a slurper. My brother is a slurper, and that really annoys me. Anyways, as you finish your soup, or your mush in Elodie's case, or in Johnny's. Johnny, did you eat your soup at all, or just the bread with seeds?
I eat both.
Okay.
At the same time.
No.
Big
You see the keeper come back with, as you guessed, roast pig, pig roast and baked potatoes. Comes with 5 plates. Sorry, I haven't had my break yet. I hope you don't mind me joining you for dinner.
Course.
My name is Shane, by the way.
Pleasure to meet you,
Meet you,
Shane.
Shane.
Likewise. So you seem like an odd bunch. I see the two of you are in the military. I assume
Yes.
you, kind lady, might have some sort of more secretive task in the military if you're hanging with them. But what was your mission? Was it to save this little Arakocra boy and bring him back? Or what? If it wasn't anything top secret you were doing, that is.
Well, I suppose any mission is about saving our own lives, and then eventually anybody else who might happen to be unfortunately involved.
Well, yes, but I assumed your mission was to rescue, or I assumed this little boy was kidnapped, since I usually don't see Arakocra boys being brought here.
You might be surprised that some smaller Crocker boys have a lot of abilities on them. Imagine that.
You underestimate my power.
Essentially, yes.
He
We
seems
were
to miss his parents a lot, I guess.
Well, we were tasked to, indeed, to save this little boy, to clear out the paths and roads that were being possessed by traveling bandits.
No,
Uh,
yeah, Finnegan, your original task was to go to Dawnfell to deal with cultists, by the way.
I
Yes.
know.
Okay.
Roll for deception. Just
Yeah.
for
Technically, I'm
fun,
speaking the
please.
truth.
Well, okay, then roll for deception if you're intentionally lying.
Uh,
Actually, I'm not
essentially,
gonna have you, since you're just a soldier, so he's just gonna believe you, so continue.
and pretty much tasks like that. You know.
Well, I had some aspirations to progress higher in the military, but then hopefully you don't get sent to the Grimstone mines because they haven't been really stable lately. There's been a couple of cave-ins, and so this happened to me.
Have you called cave?
Mike.
Have you known the cause of these cave-ins?
Well, it's mostly because of them just wanting to extract as much material as they can, as much metal as they can, and not really caring too much about building up enough support. And they still need military to patrol in case they dig too deep, and find remnants of the old war.
See. Nothing strange or out of the ordinary that they talk about?
I don't know, I was stationed there for 2 days, so I didn't really notice anything.
Do you know somebody else that might have visited these mines?
I personally don't. It was my first time there, but I assume the Lieutenant Colonel could give you that information. And you know he's referring to Mark Fairwind, the one in charge. Yeah.
I wrote down the name, okay? I'm serious.
Yeah.
And where is your Lieutenant Colonel at the moment? Like, if you had to.
Well, he's
What
technically,
is the flying thing?
as I'm not
Sorry.
in the military anymore, he is your Lieutenant Colonel, not mine. And he's probably at
Alright.
this time resting, but yeah, he's probably going to be at the garrison tomorrow, where you need to report your task, I assume, and your report. And this is information you would know, which is why I came in, that he would in the evening not be at the garrison, so you would need to be there in the morning to report to him. But yeah, I'm just grateful for Tedman for giving me a chance to work here. And still, at least even if I can't go on missions myself, hear from people like you about interesting tales and meet interesting people. Like, there aren't many Arakocras in this area. They're mostly around the Bluefire Citadel, so that was a bit strange when I saw you walk in. But anyways, as he's finishing his dinner, I'm going to let you enjoy. Your beds are ready for the night,
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
so you can just. I assume you visited this place before, so you would know where to go. It's those. It's rooms 7 through 11 that are for you. 7 through 10, excuse me. So 7, 8, 9, and 10 are the rooms for you.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
I don't like this one bit.
Did he leave our presence?
Yes, yeah, he left your presence, and then Elodie said she doesn't like this one bit.
What exactly? The rooms?
He asks too much questions. I don't like that. He seems too curious to know what we were doing.
My goodness, but he has a peg leg. I mean, even if he had to chase us into something, it wouldn't last very long.
I'm not
Mm.
saying he would do anything physically. I'm saying he might work for someone who could do something physically to us.
Like you have an idea about it.
Maybe this is just a precautious advice she gave us.
But to be honest, while her suggestion does seem logical and sound, at the same time we're at a military place, and I mean, if there was a snake in these grasses, I mean, do you know how deadly that would be?
There are
Understand.
plenty of snakes in military grasses. For like, of course
But we
there
are
are.
dealt with. We deal with them quite immediately. We don't even inform their families of where they're buried.
Oh, that's oh oh, that's dark.
Well, I
Essentially.
mean,
It's
either
also
you,
kind of the truth.
yeah, I know I've recently seen a historical series about whose name I won't disclose, but
No,
that
but
is
that's
really good.
actually how it's done here as well. So, so like I was like, did I write that down and you read it, or did you just guess it?
I sort of had my listen, as I said, intuition third eye was opened. So yeah.
So we generally like the same style, so that's why I knew it.
Yeah, probably. But what? So how did you actually think it? Like my, I was of the idea. Okay, so someone betrays someone, and you tell them what happened, but you don't give them like the location of where they were buried. Like that is not
Uh,
known.
it's usually handled in a way that makes their family think they died in an honorable battle or something like that.
Ah, you go about the killing itself.
The killing itself, depending on what's being done, can either be like they're going to give a location of a fake grave, if was something someone twisted by magic or somewhere where the body might be used for bad, or they might just if it was just someone doing something bad, you just give the location of the real grave. Depends on the
Mhm.
occasions.
Deal with them. Okay, you discover that they've done something wrong. How do you like you know what I mean? Like what is the killing
There's a
method? Yeah.
special part of the military of the Oakwell Empire military that's in charge of internal affairs. Like they don't go on tasks like you and Finnegan, but are in charge of like let's say keeping an eye on.
Mm. And are they beheading them if they find people who are traitors or something else? Like do they hang them or what is the method?
It's nothing public. In the public eye and to their family, they just tell them they died in battle or on a mission or in an accident or something like that.
I would
But they kill them in secret,
brutal.
and then depending how powerful they are, they might either just use a poison or might have to battle them.
Mhm.
Because even in the military itself, as you are now, there are also some magic users, and there are also what's called in general in this world mancers, which are basically wizards, sorcerers, and druids.
Mhm.
So there
Yes,
are
I see.
different
Well,
areas. So depending on
Makes sense.
what someone does and how powerful he is, the execution also depends. But none of the only like the upper court of the military, the very higher ups know what that order is called that's in task for stuff like that and what they're called and who's member of that group. So you if you see them you wouldn't know if who they were.
So it's like Ambu from Naruto.
It's more like a rogue organization within the military, but that's approved by the Empire.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. I mean, it's like within any organization, it's like the people who keep the peace or clean up. I mean, it's
Okay,
just like you
okay,
have to
let's
have.
call them more like a more brutal version of human resources. They
Are you
decide who gets
suggesting that I
fired.
would be in them?
No.
Because I'm human, like I'm psychologist, ergo human
No, but I mean
resources,
like who
ergo.
gets fired, who stays in that way. Except who stays,
Oh,
who gets executed.
I would enjoy that too. Like, why not?
Yeah, but you're not part of that group.
No, it's illegal.
You've only heard tales of them existing because they tell you that when you join the military. But not even you are sure if they actually exist or if those are just
Yeah,
tales to
because that's
scare
the power
people.
behind it. Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's the power behind it. You don't know if they're real.
yes. So anyways, as you finish your dinner, you want to talk more or go to bed?
So, Captain, how long have you been in the military?
As long as I can remember. Do you mean officially, maybe? How old am I? I need to check. Oh my goodness.
I don't know how old are you, but I think we mentioned that you climbed ranks pretty fast actually because of your
Yeah,
Let's say I
yeah.
want
styles.
to know both.
Well, I mean, how long have I been here professionally? It's been a couple of years, so less than a decade probably, but nobody's keeping count at the moment. But as I said, my father often trained with me, so.
Nice. I mean, I remember when I came to the army, Elise was not there. But after she came and she trained me, she took me under her wings. And yeah, our little squad kind of grew to be very, very trained under her wings. And I remember her joining as a soldier and just after a few months being promoted to a bit higher rank and some years later, a captain.
I mean, as I said, it helps having actually a person who was a military professional. Not a lot of people can actually be proud of that. I was lucky more than I would say it's more hard work and luck than I don't know. I never felt especially skilled because anybody can learn weapon training. You just have to sacrifice your sleep, some of your nerves, things like that. It's not very special. Don't want to sound bitter about it. Of course, I'm happy about my position, but as I said, I mean, it can be learned.
Yes. By the way, Captain, Elodie, Johnny, if somebody asks us what are our missions, what are we supposed to say? I don't think many of them would believe or see
I'm
things.
not saying anything to anyone. Like this, I don't want to share it with anyone. I don't trust anyone in this city. I've never been here. I don't know who I can trust, so I'm just not gonna say anything.
Well,
I've only known people.
I wouldn't necessarily go into, too much of a detail. It's still a military secret if you think about it, Finnegan. We're not really supposed to talk about it in an honest sort of manner. But at the same time, I don't know. I would suppose like sharing something, whether it's true or not, could be also beneficial. Just in the case of that, we need information for this other person, they would feel more comfortable if we tell them something rather than nothing. Doesn't have to be true.
I see.
I'm just saying it works.
I see. So then it's good that I didn't tell this man our mission.
Still, he's much of a danger, but sure, I agree with what you did, of course. Would be funny if he stabs me in my sleep or something like.
Right then.
I pull Finnegan's sleeve, try to
Yes.
get his attention,
Yes, Johnny.
and then I pull out my shield, put it on the table, and my holy symbol, and try to put it on the shield, but implying that it can't fit on the shield. And then I start making anvil sounds, clank, clank.
You want to pack the shield?
What?
You don't want to pack the shield, right?
I point at the holy symbol, and then I place it on the shield.
So you want to put your holy symbol on the shield, right?
Yes.
Then, Captain,
Yes.
should we go tomorrow morning to visit the blacksmith?
Yes, why not? I would prefer to speak to the lieutenant colonel first, but I suppose if it's on the way.
Of course.
I
DM
see a
here.
hand.
You would need to bring it to a blacksmith. So while the blacksmith is engraving the symbol, you can speak to the colonel. But the shield then also needs to be taken to a church to be blessed to be able to be used as a holy symbol and a shield.
Of course.
Like a place of worship, so a temple, shrine, yeah.
Well, yeah, there are temples to Talia in this city.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
was
So,
about to ask about that as well.
so the process of engraving or putting the anything on a shield or any piece of metal will take some time. So I guess the first thing we could do in the morning is actually visit a blacksmith and leave it for him to work on it, and then go visit Lieutenant Colonel Mark Fairwind, and maybe come back later for the
Sounds
shield.
like a plan. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Alright. So you head to bed, I assume, as you made your plan for
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. As we're leaving and going to the rooms, I'm going to eye the bar and eye the alcohol that he's pouring, like kind of with a sad face.
He isn't currently pouring any alcohol. There is some
Sad.
smaller bottles that seem to be more exclusive and more expensive, and there are a couple barrels that probably have ale or beer in them or wine.
I'm eyeing all of that alcohol as we go to the rooms.
And Elise is eyeing you. Roll
Oh.
Can I
perception.
see that he's interested in?
Roll perception. I would say with that perception, you don't notice really, as you're more tired and
Okay.
after talking and food and interested in just going to sleep.
All right.
As you all
I
go
go
to your rooms and go to sleep, sleep comes pretty easily to you. The beds are more comfortable than dawn fell, as well as the pillows. Everything seems clean. Finnegan, in your sleep, you just see in a green meadow what seems to be a statue of a lady kneeling on her knees, kinda hunched forwards a bit with her hands over her eyes as if she was crying. And around it, you see what seems to be a mirage, like the images just twisting and warping, like when you use your magic. And that's everything you see for now. You just have that picture in your head during your sleep. You can't actually move anywhere. Just that picture appears in your head during sleep.
Okay, I wrote it down.
And as all of you wake up, we're going to take our break.